Good morning YouTube, how are you today? How is everybody? I've got a lot of updates to go through on this video. It's been a minute since I've picked the camera up. I've just been a bit hectic during January down at the studio. First thing I want to show you all is the shop. The shop has had a massive new influx of stock and a large new layout change. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I mean. So we've got my desk out of here in place for all the extra stock that we need to carry for the upcoming spring season. Now, you absolutely destroyed us in the shop as per usual on the run up to Christmas. We have now got all of the stock you could ever wish for in our store, and it's all available on our online shop as well. We've got the knapsacks, we've got all of the buckets, we've got all of the scents that you want to put in your car, the most favourite bestsellers, Forced, of course, Snow, Huel, Glatt, Quick Detailer, Scara, Drying Towels, and all of the range in the 5 litres. Not only that, we've got our merch. That is getting expanded upon as we speak. These are ones that are left over from last year. The old school cool t-shirt with the 1600i, featuring myself giving it a polish up in the workshop. We've also got some machine polishers. We've got some absolutely fantastic quality snow foam guns. The Dodo Juice range of machine polishers, they are very good, 900 watt powerhouses, lots of wash media, bottles, and of course accessories. Not to mention our Car Pro and Built Hammer bits and pieces too. But the main reason this happened is because we found ourselves with a little bit more room. Now, that's because I've sold the Fiesta RS Turbo. Now, that was a tricky decision, but there's other things that are happening in the background that need that cash input, as in the 1600i restoration. Now, that car will be coming back to me in the next 8 to 9 weeks. Okay, so it's going to be finished at Martin's with welding, then it goes to the paint shop to be painted, and then it's going to be coming back here. But unfortunately, there's no room for it here because this ramp is as busy as always, and that gives me a problem. The 1600i is going to take a good few months to reassemble. So with the Fiesta up there, and the other RS Turbo obviously was in here, but we've had a shifty round so that all of the desks and the number plate area that used to be in there is now been transferred to here because we needed to have room to put the stock in there. So a few reasons. We ran out of room. It was lovely to have the Fiesta Turbo, don't get me wrong, but needs must. Now, I have space for my own workshop at home. So, the funds from the Fiesta are going to be rebuilding an exclusive workshop, which I'm going to blog on here, to be built at my house. So when the 1600i is a nice brand new painted shell, that car is coming home to my house. So in the evenings, I can assemble it in my own good time. Now, I don't want to rush it. I'm going to be going to town on this car, and I'm so excited to have a space at my own house to do it, but I couldn't do it without selling something. So the Fiesta's gone to make way for a new home for the 1600i, and of course that's where the car will live once it's assembled. I'll have it at home, I can take it out when I want to, and for me that gives me more joy knowing I can do that than having nowhere for it to go at JW Autoshine. JW Autoshine is too busy these days to have a project car here for months and months, especially on my busy 2-poster ramp. This ramp is mainly used for undercarriage detailing, getting underneath and cleaning the underneath of vehicles. That seems to be a really popular service now. So I've needed to make sure that that ramp is, left free for those jobs. So a big change around has happened. We've now got our little tea room area for the guys, as well as our number plate facility and like operations for the business desk over there. And that obviously is a very important thing that's required. So yeah, sad times, you might think. The Fiesta's gone, but it's only to make way for the 1600i and to have your own workshop at your house. I'm sure that's the dream for many people, is to have your own workshop at your house. Now, we've got planning permission, that's all sorted. We're just gonna have to get on and crack on and get it built. And now I've got the funds unlocked from the Fiesta. I'm gonna be doing that fairly soon. I need that building to be up and finished by the time that Escort is finished with Martin and Ben. So I am excited for it. It needs to happen. And you know, the Fiat cars come and go, they do. And I'm actually not that stressed about it. It was a cool car and we made some good content with it. I enjoyed having it over the winter months from the back end of last summer through to this year. And it's gone to a really good friend of mine. I didn't have to advertise it. I literally just sent one text message with, did you fancy this still? Because I've always got people messaging me saying, would you part with that Fiesta? One message led to a sale and now the car's gone. So we'll be able to see that car in the future though, because he will meet up with us at future Ford show events. He's from Essex, and no doubt we're going to see him at probably 4Power Live, maybe down at Goodwood, who knows, but we are going to see that car on the channel through the months that are coming up through summer. So yeah, there's update 1. Update 2, I took delivery today and yesterday of all of the new metal that's required for the 1600i, so new panels, etc. They are going to be getting taken over to Martin. If I've got time, I'll be doing that today. I'm going to get those in the van. I'll show you what's come, and hopefully they're all correct. I actually haven't unboxed it. It's all up on the mezzanine there that was delivered yesterday. I'm going to grab that lot and go through all of the panels, and they were blooming expensive. I've got to be honest, panel prices for Mark III Escorts have gone through the roof. It's not a major part that you'll find everywhere now. You've got to really search for them. And I found 2 companies that had all the pieces I wanted. I'll list all their details here in a minute. And then if you're also looking to restore an old classic Ford, hopefully that information will be good for you. These companies have sent very good quality panels, so I'm told, according to their reviews. We'll get them out and have a good look, and we'll record that all here. But while I've got you, the BMW, as you can see, is still here. Now, we are next in line in the body shop. We have just completed underbody cleaning and underbody protection with Lanagard, so that is all done. As you can see, we just got the exhaust masked up there, so that's been up on the ramp for 2 days curing out. The boot lid that we have got at the paint shop next door is in the process to be painted. It's already prepped and primed. We're just waiting for his slot to come free for him to apply the blue paint and then let us have it back, and then that car can go back to the customer. In the meantime though, we have picked up another project for one of our good customers, Jen. So the little Mini is a classic 1980s original island registered Mini 1000. Now, it does require some bits and pieces. The first thing it needs is tyres. So I've ordered 4 brand new tyres. You wouldn't believe the price of how much a 10-inch tyre will cost you now. They are outrageous. Now, if you want to go for the original 145 80 10s, they are one of the rarest tyres you can buy. I've managed to find some at Mini Sport. They are winging their way here as we speak, and the first thing to do is make sure it can be used on the road. So we've got a starting issue, we've got tyres that require sorting out, and we've got an oil leak, and then obviously last thing on the list will be to give it a polish, because as you can see, it is a little bit murky and a little bit oxidized in places. No shock there, being that it is a classic Mini and it is a single K paint finish, but it's just oodles charm, and it is just a survivor car. It's not a restored vehicle. Got a cracked number plate, and the grille sat in the back there, sporting some completely originality. It's just a normal 1980 Mini 1000, not a Cooper, but it doesn't matter. It's just a cool thing. Obviously the Fiesta sat up there. Not sure what we're doing with that this year. I don't think that's going to be coming out to play. I think that's going to be sitting just there, up there on the mez, because if I get that down, it takes my eye off of the goal of getting the 1600i finish. Now I've set myself a over the line finish of September. I want that car turnkey, starting and moving by September. I want to enjoy a little bit of 2025 in that car. Now, that is quite a big thing to say. There is months of work ahead, and I'm trying not to pay anybody to do anything regards reassembly, engine rebuild, gearbox rebuild, Bosch Cagetronic, putting it back in the car and making it work. Now, I am capable personally of doing all of those things, but it all takes time, and my busy season is literally about to begin. February the 1st tomorrow, and our diary is stacked out with some lovely work. Now, if we're already going to be busy in February and we've already had a pretty decent January, that means there won't be that much time to focus on the 1600i unless it's in the evenings, which is why I've got to build a workshop at home, because that way I can have my dinner. And the dream is, when the missus is watching the soaps, I'll just walk out into my workshop, get the music on, get onto that car and pick off all the jobs that need doing as you're reassembling. Like little things like just assembling the rear brake assembly, putting the clips underneath the floor, installing the engine back into the car once it's been rebuilt, putting the interior back in, putting the glass back in. All these jobs take time to do nicely without damaging the shell. So I'm excited to be doing it. I want to blog the entire journey on YouTube as well, and it will be helpful for some how-tos. How do you do this? This is how these come apart. This is how these go back together. So I'm excited to do that journey on the channel at home in my own leisure. So I say leisure. I've given the deadline is September. I want to take that car to Ford Power Live at the end of 2025's show season. That is where I'm looking to go with this car. But yeah, I'm going to go and get those parts down for the 1600i. We'll go through those. We'll get over to Martin's and we'll see what he has to say, make sure he's happy with the quality of these parts. Hopefully they're going to fit well onto the car. But the quicker I get those over to him, the quicker he gets it welded, and then the quicker the car gets to Brody's to be repainted. Now, there's also some work to do here. We've got the doors and the boot lid and the bonnet. They've got stripes and stickers on. The door cards are still fitted. I've got to strip all those items down ready for the paint shop. The more I do, the less my bill is at the paint shop, the less he has to do, and he can focus on just painting. That's great. We can do that. And they're all the bits that when they come back, it's going to be like reassembling a new car. This car will be a basic white shell, but as new. And then it's going to be like reimagining the process of sending that car down the production line and then being fitted up. But unfortunately, it's not moving. It's going to be sat in my currently unbuilt workshop at home. So that's where we're going with this. And yeah, we need to crack on and get it done. I'm going to whiz upstairs to get those parts, show you those, and then hopefully get in the van and go over to see Martin. Oh, one more thing, the Ford Transit that you've all been watching as well, that is due into the paint shop next week. So that will be going off for paint to get all that side sorted out, and then it goes back to the fabrication shop to have that rear quarter put on. It's a bit fiddly the way we're doing this, but unfortunately I'm sort of jumping into free slots with these businesses. If I had to actually just wait in the queue, this would not be getting done till probably March, April. But this way we are seeing some work on the van as it progresses, and it's going a bit quicker than it would have done if I just had to sit and wait. Right, without further ado, let's go and get these parts. Right, so I've just headed upstairs on the mezzanine, which is where the Fiesta lives, and all of my spares for Ford Escorts, it's an absolute joke up here. But while I'm up here, this is my 1600i in pieces. So this is the doors, the bonnet, the sunroof, the windscreen, the interior, the wheels, the fuel tank, and all of the new old stock pieces that I've managed to find and buy whilst this process has been going on. There's the front splitter, more interior pieces there. So this is a 1600i in bits. There's the carpet, and this is all going to get transferred to my house, and then I can refurbish every piece as I pick it off. Like, the alternator to be done, get the starter motor replenished, get everything done properly, and that's the most exciting bit, refitting this car back together. As we know, this has got to go off to be reconditioned. That's the Bosch K-Editronic injection unit. There's so much to do, but we've got the most valuable bits. We've got a really good interior, we've got a really good dashboard. So here is 1600i in pieces. These are secondary spares that I have just accumulated over time, and I've put all of those on eBay because I don't need them. They're just cluttering the place up. You might think, why are you going to get rid of those Mark III headlights? They're not the right ones for a 1600i. It has hella lamps, one of those is a Corello, one of those is a Lucas. So those bits will never really fit well with me on the car. So anything that's sat here in this pile is at the moment on eBay. Right, here's my package. Here's what's arrived panel wise. So bottoms of the rear quarters, both sides, are rusty on these edges. Not high up, but they are certainly rusty here. Here is the one where this actually sits inside the engine bay, and here is very rusty on my car. So we've ordered the whole panel ready for Martin to stitch that into the car. So that is the inner flitch on the inner wing. This one, this is on the inner tub. This one here, my car is very rusty around this area. So we're not going to need the whole panel, but it's also rusty down here where it meets. So rather than try and fabricate this horrible shape for the price of this part, we've ordered one, and Martin can take out what's required and fit it to the car, so you would never know. And then also part of the doorstep and seal. So that is part one of what's arrived. We've got another package, I've just checked on my phone, from another supplier for the two outer wheel arches on the back, because when you look at mine, all of the lip is disappeared. Now the face of it is good, normally they're rusty everywhere, but after a shot blast, everything you can see everything, and essentially where there was some filler from years ago. So there's two rear wheel arches coming also for Martin to take the pieces out that he needs to fit into my car, but they're not here. So I won't be going over to Martin's today. I've just checked my phone. They are out for delivery for Monday. Today is Friday, so they've missed obviously the ferry getting over to the Isle of Wight, and we always are the last on the run, it seems, to get anything, especially when the weather's bad, because you get a ferry cancel, you're done. But I've always loved this view from up here of the studio. I'm just going to run you around. So the Fiesta lives here rent-free on the top of the mezzanine. It's just cool to have that here. It's a great talking point, and I've also got somewhere nice to put all of our parts to for the project cars. But yeah, it's a nice view of the studio from up here, it has to be said. So I think that concludes today's video. It was literally an update to tell you what's happening, why the Fiesta's gone, what we're doing in regards to 1600i. My main focus for the 2025 is on the 1600i and building a little home for it at my house. And of course, if you're interested and you want to watch that workshop build, keep tuning in because we're going to blog it. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.